a combined time of 1:45.08. Again, a 1:45.08 for Viviana Oram jumps her into the first overall position. Lorena Kelly now on course, followed by Brooklyn Waldner. Lorena with a 5:13.1 in run number 1, but looking to crush that in run number 2. I just saw her come through the finish line. This is going to be a good run, I feel like, for Lorena Kelly. And sure enough, a 5:177 gives her a combined time of 1:43.08. 2 seconds currently ahead of Viviana Oram for the top spot. So again, Lorena Kelly with an absolute blazing second run here gives herself a chance at one of those podium positions. Brooklyn Waldner now finishing, again moving quickly through, a 5:096 in her first run and a 5:072 in her second, means that she will have a combined time of 1:41.68, so a good second and a half gap between her and Lorena Kelly, giving Brooklyn the top spot. And now our top racer, we have 2 racers. So Kylie White, I believe, was our top racer, though, of the morning run number 1. She's coming through on the hard boots, a 4:8.87 for the first run, and a 4:9.15 for Kylie White gives her a combined time of 1:38.02. So Kylie White has taken the top spot today, and it will be hard to catch her for anyone not in the top 30 in the flip. I believe we had 41 starts, so about 11 racers behind her. But again, a 1:38.02 combined time is going to be tough to beat, which likely means that Kylie White is going to take our top spot today. She'll be followed by Brooklyn Waldner in second place, and then Lorena Kelly there in the third place slot. So 2 teammates atop the podium, and 1 Westminster University jumping into that third position. Check back to live action quickly. We have Anna Craver, coming down, a 1:04.95 in run number 1 and a 1:01.39 in run number 2 for a combined total time of 2:06.34. Shelby Knack, Catalina Kokas, and Kaylee Livingston are on course now. No goggles there for Shelby Knack, a bold strategy. Perhaps they got wet early with the snow, but a 1:05.54 in run 1 and a 1:03.05 in run 2 give her a combined time of 2:08.59. Catalina Kokas and now Kaylee Livingston behind her on course. Catalina with a 1:06.32 in run number 1 and Kaylee with a 1:06.74. So we should expect to see them very shortly. Again, it feels like we now have gotten the sound back up. Our cameras are working on jumping back on for me, but I'm using live timing to give you up-to-date results of what's happening on the course. I now see Catalina coming down through the finish line. A 1:19.36 in her second run gives Catalina Kokas a combined time of 2:25.68. Kaylee Livingston now behind her. I saw finish with a 1:06.85 second run for a combined time of 2:13.59. Isabella Estap and Phoebe Chow behind them on course. Isabella with a 1:06.90 in run number 1 and Phoebe Chow with a 1:08.27 in run number 1. Again, just working out our camera deficiencies, but we are seeing Katarina Flynn, I believe, on course as well. Now finishing, I saw Isabella Estap from San Diego State University, and she will come through the line with a second run time of 1:09.67 for a combined total time of 2:16.57. Phoebe Chow, Katarina Flynn, and Jasmine Tan now on course. And as I say that, I see Phoebe Chow coming through the finish line, a 1:08.27 in run number 1. And a 1:11.44 in her second run for a 2:19.71, I believe, combined total time. Katarina Flynn and Jasmine Tan on course. Again, we're only had 41 starters. We flipped the top 30. We assume now that Kylie White will have the top time, but we have a few remaining women to start here for their second run. I saw Katarina Flynn come through. Looks like we have about 6 or 7 competitors left to go. But Katarina Flynn with a 1:14.67 second run for a combine of 2:26.32. And I saw Jasmine Tan finish her second run. She had a 1:12.25 run 1 and a 1:05.29 run 2 for a combined total time of 2:17.54. So almost a 7-second improvement for Jasmine Tan on her second run. Well done there. And now again, we are just going to wait and see how live timing pops up as we work out our camera. I believe it was camera 2 we had going earlier. We do have it hardwired in, and as soon as we get power back to everything. Okay, it seems like we have concluded the women, so we are moving on to the men's second run. Again, same format. We will flip the top 30. And then we will have our final competitors after, so 31 to the end of the race after bib number 1 comes down. I am seeing some slippers on course as they prepare the men's GS course. So again, just an update on the schedule for you. We are going to run the men's GS run here. We will then pull all the gates out, reset it for a slalom course, and do the same thing we've done all morning, where we run girls in run number 1, boys in run number 1, and then girls run number 2, and boys run number 2. As soon as we finish the GS here, we will take a break on the broadcast, but we will be back to do all of the slalom events. And now I'm also seeing men have started. So Ryan Vo from USC with a 5:6.12 first run time and a second run time now of 5:3.28 for a combined total time of 1:4.940 for Ryan Vo. Caden Mertzel from San Diego State University is on course. He had a 5:5.91 in run number 1. Behind him is Anu Youngblood with a 5:5.81. I just saw Caden Mertzel finish. So he will have a second run time of 5:4.59 for a combined time of 1:50.50, giving him a second place so far. A hard booter here I see is Mr. Youngblood and he had a 5:069 run at number 2 for a combined time of 1:46.50, meaning that Mr. Youngblood has taken over that first place position so far. Following right behind him is Luke Wilson, Jack Griffin, and Samuel Rauter. Luke Wilson with a 5:5.71 in run number 1, and he will come through the stripe there with a 5:7.29, I believe, giving him a combined total time of 1:5.300. Again, 1:5.300 there for Luke Wilson. Jack Griffin now on your course and seeing him finish at the line here. He had a first run time of 5:5.70 and a second run time of 5:4.87 for a combined time of 1:5.057. Good enough for 4th overall so far for Jack Griffin. Samuel Rauter and Miang Liu are on course, and I just saw Samuel Rauter finish. You can see him now on the webcam if you're joining us as he sprays our cameraman who's desperately trying to get his camera back up and running. A 5:4.61 in run number 2 gives Samuel a combined time of 1:4.941. Good enough for 3rd overall so far. You're now seeing Miang Liu come through, a 5:4.70 in run number 1 for him, and a 5:6.22 in run number 2 for him, meaning he has a combined time of 1:5.092. Good enough for 6th overall so far. Anthony Turco is now on course, followed by Spencer Gibson. Anthony Turco with a 5:4.58 in run number 1 as I see him come through. He actually just did a 180 both from the blue gate to the red gate and from the red gate to the finish line. Not sure that's the fastest method, but it is the most easy. A 5:8.86 for him on run number 2 will give him a combined time of 1:5.344. Spencer Gibson and Chance Markland are on course, teammates from Lees McRae. Here comes bib 82, Spencer Gibson, a first run time of 5.428. Did not go switch between each gate at the end there, and finishes with a 5.109. Good enough for a 1.4537 combined time, meaning Spencer Gibson has now taken over our top spot. Still to come though, Chance Markland and Calvin Spotted, both who had a slightly faster run 1 times. Chance with a 5.408 and Calvin with a 5.345. So we're starting to get into our top 30 racers here from run number 1. Reaches the handout for Chance Markland, and he will come through with a second run time of 5.371, which means his combined total time is a 1.4779, slotting him into 3rd overall position so far. Calvin Spodden on course, and I'm actually seeing him at the finish line now, so you'll see him if you're on the webcast shortly. There he comes, spraying our camera guy again. A 5.107 for Calvin Spodden means that he has a combined time of 1.4452, meaning Calvin Spodden is now your leading male GS finisher. Right behind him, though, I believe, is Parker Gray, a 5.294 in run number 1 and a 5.007 in run number 2. Means that Parker Gray has a 1.4301 combined time, slotting him into the 1st overall position. Max Duffy's going to look to change that, though, as well as Alexander Huzaman. A 5.245 for Max Duffy in run number 1. Means that he's going to have to put on the run of his life, although it looks like he may have had some trouble up at the top as he seems to be sort of cruising his way in. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with Max Duffy. Maybe something at the top, and he decided to kind of just send it in, but a 1.0045 for a combined time of a 1.5290. Right behind him, Alexander Husasman, JMU, with a 5.197 in run number 1 and a 5.142 in run number 2 for a combined total time of 1.4339. Means that Alexander is just off the mark there from Parker Gray and will find himself in 2nd place overall. About 0.2 of a second separating them. There was Connor Lewis